Welcome to this tutorial on developing a simple Teams chatbot using the TurboForms app. This chatbot will respond to @mentions with inventory information from your database, making it easy for your team to access critical data within their team workspace. Prerequisites. Before we begin, make sure you have Microsoft Teams access. You will need access to a Microsoft Teams environment. If your company isn't using Teams, you can still sign up for a free account to test this flow. You will need the webhook URL for the flow before configuring in Teams. Please complete the given steps to copy the URL. In the Forms list, click on the flow icon on the computer inspection row. A list of flows will be displayed. Now click on the Create button and choose the webhook flow option. Title: Enter Teams Chatbot Webhook. Description: Enter description as flow to query and post inventory to Teams on an @mention or similar. Expiry date: Enter the date when the webhook should be valid. Click on Save to create the flow. You will now be able to navigate to the flow builder. Click on the flow options from the breadcrumbs above. Click on the Update Flow icon and copy the webhook from the URL tab. Click on Update button to close the tab. Teams Webhook Configuration. You must configure an outbound webhook in your Teams channel. Follow the steps below to do so. Log into your Teams app. Select an existing team or create a new one. Click the Manage Team icon next to the team's name. Click the App button and create an outbound webhook. Enter the name as Turbo Apps and paste the Turbo Apps webhook URL you copied from the flow. Enter Query Inventory as the description and click Create. Understanding the flow. Before we develop the flow, let's draw a flow chart of the different steps to return the inventory. Flow development. In the Forms list, click on the flow icon on the computer inspection row. A list of flows will be displayed. Select the Teams chatbot flow that we just created. You will now be navigated to the flow builder. Remember, no strict data format is imposed for webhook flow. Data can be posted as post parameters or in the post body. Turbo Apps flows will receive the input via the special flow input parameter in separate attributes as shown. The body is saved as a post body. All other post parameters use the parameter name. For the chatbot, we are interested in the message posted in the body, so we will use the flow input, post body for extraction. In the flow builder, the Add Node dialog should already be open. If not, click on the subflow node and then click on the plus icon that is displayed below the node. Search for the JSON parser node by typing JSON and clicking on it. The JSON parser node is now opened and you can configure it. Change the title to Extract Equipment and remember to connect the webhook flow node success connector to this node, else the expression builder will not display all the possible fields and nodes. Since we want to work with the flow input, click on the Others section. For map field name, select Flow Input. We need the post message format, which is documented here. We are primarily interested in the text attribute. The format is documented in the Azure Bot SDK documentation. Under Expression, click on the spanner icon to open the expression builder. Copy and paste the flow input JSON shown into the JSON window on the left. The expression builder we use for JSON parsing is a tool called JSON-ATA. We need to extract the name of the equipment from the text field. Additionally, spaces are converted to the HTML and NBSP when pasted. Use the following expression to extract. Paste the expression shown into the mapping expression window on the right. The extracted equipment computer is now displayed at the bottom. Confirm that what is displayed is correct. Now click on Save and close the builder, click on the Save icon and save the node. Add a master data read node by typing in the read row and adding the read rows node. The read rows node is now opened and you can configure it. Change the title to Read Inventory and remember to connect the Extract Equipment Node Success Connector to this node. In the Master Data Entity dropdown, select Equipment Inventory. For the Master Data filter, we will use the Query Builder to build a condition to filter the inventory master data on equipment equal to the extracted equipment. Click on the Open Query Builder button, click on the Add icon to add a query. From the dropdown, select Equipment ID and the condition as equals. Click on the spanner icon to open the expression builder. From the previous option, choose Extract Equipment and then Result. Click on Save to close the query builder. Now click on the Save icon and save the node. We now need to prepare the team message response. To do so, click on the red inventory node and then on the plus icon displayed below it. Search for the JSON parser node by typing JSON and clicking on it. The JSON parser node is now opened and you can configure it. Change the title to Prepare Teams Message and remember to connect the Read Rows Node Success connector above to this node. Since we want to work with the retrieved inventory, click on the Previous Steps section. For map field name, select Red Inventory and then Result. We need the message format returned using the Red Rows Master Data method. To get this intermediate result, type $. For the expression, connect the node, and run the flow. This will display the result format in the trace window, which you can copy and open this configuration again. The data will be similar to this. Under Expression, click on the spanner icon to open the Expression Builder. Copy and paste the flow input JSON shown into the JSON window on the left. The Expression Builder we use for JSON parsing is a tool called JSON ATA. We need to extract the inventory now. However, remember that if the equipment is not found, an empty array will be returned. So, we use the $exists* function to ensure the attribute exists. Also, we will be using data as we want the first returned row. Paste the expression shown into the Mapping Expression window on the right. The extracted equipment computer is now displayed at the bottom. Confirm that what is displayed is correct. Now click on Save and close the builder. Click on the Save icon and save the node. In the last step, we need to return data exactly as the Teams bot framework expects. To do this, click on the Prepare Teams message and click on the plus icon displayed below the node. Search for the response node by typing in the response and clicking on it. The response node is now opened and you can configure it. Change the title to Send to Teams and remember to connect the Prepare Teams Message Node Success connector above to this node. Select the Success option. Set the HTTP code to 200 to signify HTTP success. For body, click on the spanner icon to open the Expression Builder. Select the result below the Prepare Teams message entry. Now, click on the Save icon and save the node. Connect the Send to Teams node to success. Now, click on the Publish button to save and compile the subflow. If the compilation is successful, it will also be published, and we can run it to test. Testing the flow. We are ready to test the flow now that we have published it. The Flow Builder has an integrated run and debug tool to help us troubleshoot the flow in case of errors. Now click on the Run Flow button. The Run dialog will now be displayed. If this is the first time we are running the flow, we need to enter form test data now by clicking on the Form Data button and saving it. Still in the Run Flow screen, copy the Teams message JSON from above and paste it into the flow input field. The flow input now has the message we want to process as though we received it from the bot. Run the flow by clicking on the Run button. The flow should run successfully. If there are errors, they could be due to mistakes made while configuring the system or copying-pasting the expression or something similar. Check each step carefully with the documentation. However, we cannot check if Teams has received your response yet. This is because we simulated the webhook call using RunFlow. We actually didn't receive a call from MS Teams. Testing with MS Teams. Log in to the Teams app. Navigate to the team to which you added the outbound webhook in the prerequisite step. Choose any channel under that team and click on New Post. In the new post, type in at TurboApps or select it from the list that pops up, and then type in Computer. What we are now going to do is send a message to the TurboApps via the configured outbound webhook by clicking on Send. Wait a few seconds and you should see a message. Inventory count is 10. Now send another message by typing in at TurboApps water cooler. You should now get the response equipment inventory for the water cooler that was not found. If you recall, we didn't add it to the inventory to simulate an error, which we have now done. Congratulations! You've successfully built a simple Teams chatbot using TurboForms and its Flow Builder. This chatbot can now access your inventory database and provide quick and relevant information to your team directly within their team workspace. This is just the beginning. You can expand on this foundation to create even more powerful and complex chatbots, integrate with other data sources, automate tasks, and provide a richer experience for your team. Thank you for watching.